Now welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are going vintage again, aren't we? Welcome aboard this very special plane. Maybe you guys are already able to tell what this plane is. Yes, an old Boeing 727. Today in the cargo variant, which I think still flies around. Here, for example, in this DHL livery, which means that, it will arrive too late. I don't know, I was just thinking of a DHL joke. Anyway, this plane is absolutely lovely. I mean, just seeing a tri-jet these days is extremely rare, even though you can sometimes spot a 727 at an airport, right? Alright, let's go and take off right here. There we go. Pretty powerful engines. This plane doesn't need a long runway, does it? There we go. We can already take off quite well. This is why I like the 727. It's got some nice tail strike protection, you know, because we almost just did that exactly. Very nice to see. Let's put the landing gear up. And, well, yeah, for a plane that came out in 1963, yeah, this plane is older than my mother. This plane is very well equipped with many things, am I right? So beautiful. I mean, I just need my monthly dough, the 727. But I've got an interesting topic today. Alright, let's be coming for a landing here with the 727. Now, today's video is going to be about probably one of the most interesting parts of the 727, and it's the engine design. Obviously, it's got 3 engines, right? It's the only Boeing plane to exactly have that. Those are actually quite powerful indeed. You know, there we go. Takeoff worked out very well. But both these 3 little engines here have one minor problem, and it's especially the noise that they produce. Yep, those are quite loud indeed. Alright, let's come in for a holy, I'm messing this up a lot. Holy, I was trying to land this from outside. I don't know why I did that, but let's come in for a stop. I mean, this has probably not been the worst landing here at this airport. Am I right? Anyway, there we go. 727 has landed, and we are stopping extremely much. There we go. We like this plane here. Can carry a lot of cargo too. Oh, well, we can look inside of the cargo hold anyway. Yep, these engines are extremely loud, just like, you know, any plane in the 1960s. While it does have Pratt & Whitney JT8D engines, those are low bypass turbo fans. You know, those are not as bad as like even older turbo jet engines. This is very technical now, actually. Yeah, but these are actually pretty loud here. And while a plane that is way too loud is a major problem, especially at airports that have noise restrictions, am I right? You know, for example, this one right here, this is London City that we're approaching right here. An airport in the middle of the city of London, which the name suggests, yeah, it is. Anyway, for many reasons, this plane could not be able to fly here, probably primarily because it's too big, but also because it's way too loud. Obviously, the people here in the city don't want to be disturbed by loud airplane noises all the time, am I right? I mean, we here on this channel would enjoy the sound of the beautiful Pratt & Whitney engines that we're dying right here. Great. But yeah, most people don't want, I just crashed into a construction zone. Sorry. Anyway, my point is, plane too loud, problem for airports in the middle of the city. You know, these kind of airports are mostly used for domestic services, which the 727 was mostly used for as well. So definitely the question was then, well, how do you do it? How do you make this plane quieter? Well, you can build a new plane, get some new engines or something like that, make the plane quiet. But no, that's not the way to go. We can also make the plane less louder by fitting something called a hush kit to it. Sounds kind of like a drug, doesn't it? But no, really, this is the hush kit. It's an aerodynamic device used to help reduce the noise produced by an aircraft engine. These devices are typically installed on older turbojet. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. They look like this right here. It's something you can fit to an aircraft. It's installed to an aircraft. We also have it here for the 727. And indeed, even for the flight simulator, it's right here. Let's check it out. All right, welcome aboard a modified version of the 727 here, and it does look a little different. It's even a little bit less louder, is it? Yeah, this is the hush kit fitted to the 727. What do you guys expect? Like in a brand new plane? No, it's just kind of making the engines longer. I would kind of compare it even to, what guns used to make them quieter. I forgot what that was called because I'm not that good with guns, right? Because I'm European. Anyway, I'm dying right here again. Great. Anyway, this interesting invention right here helps prevent big noise. That's what it is. It's coming for, come on, let's not mess with, shut up, plane. Jesus Christ. Maybe it's the hush kit actually that's messing this whole approach up. Come on, let's do this. London City. We can finally land here now from the noise part. Holy moly, that's been pretty damn hard. Okay, let's go ahead and stop this cargo plane without a livery on it. Hey, look at this. This is the 727 with longer engines. That's what it is, basically. Now, yes, of course, the 727 is a very vintage plane. It doesn't fly around really anymore, especially as an airliner. What about the newer ones? Do these have these kind of hush kits installed? And of course, they don't. Have you guys ever seen something hanging out like this? No. In fact, the 727 was one of the last airliners to actually feature a hush kit because, you know, these low bypass turbofan engines were later on replaced by high bypass turbofan engines. That's what it. We'll come back to technical 001. Great, but no, really, this kind of kit design later on became a little obsolete after, you know, engines became quieter and quieter by themselves. Other planes that featured this kind of kit was, for example, the Boeing 707, which was way older even than the 727, probably the, you know, first jet planes from Boeing, the first jet plane from Boeing, but of course also some older 737s, the 737 Classics, which, you know, are the kind of planes that are mostly tuned on the road out there, right? Kind of like these cars, right? You know, we've also talked about the gravel kit thing. Just great. Then of course the DC-8, DC-9, also very old planes, but even some private jets, especially some Lear jets. Oh my god, this thing looks super vintage. It's not particularly, is it pretty? Not quite sure. But honestly, talking about obsolescence, it's not even that bad that the hush kit is gone after all, because it did affect, obviously, the performance of aircraft. You know, it was very heavy of an addition to the engines right here. Also, it could, I think, even aerodynamically affect those engines, make them weaker, obviously, by making them long. Come on. Yeah, you know, it's quite nice that we have engines that can be quiet on their own now. Somewhat quiet. You know, this is just a perfect example of a design that somewhat, you know, got old over time. We're just glad to have replaced. Let's come in for a landing. Come on. It does fly a little bit weirder. I mean, I'm not quite sure. Come on. There you go. Okay, let's see if the stopping performance is affected. I don't think so. I think this should still work. There we go. Perfect. We still have the good old 727 performance. It's just not as good. Perfect. So, yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. The interesting hush kit featured in pretty vintage planes to make him, you know, a little bit more quieter. I guess it somehow worked. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow as always. Good night.
Now, thank you to my members here on YouTube like Block, Emite, Mubarak, Mike, Ethan, Darren, Stefan, Ian, Oman the Human, Rafael Burkowski, Junk in the Trunk, Moritz, Toby, Great Grandpa John, Government Pasta, Calamity Airlines, Kelly Chaos, New York, Tyler Park, Cheese Doritos, Shadow, Anime Plane 001, X-Men Show Laird Deslama, featuring Kellen, Me By You, Captain Cameron, Spiro, Gary, Norwegian, Bajel, and Pyrology.